9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
From New Jersey, the timeless elite one, Stone Cold Courtney Rice.
I have a lot to say. You wretched little bitch!
It is Wednesday. You know what that means. It's Timeless Elite Wednesday with your PR princess. Your Timeless Elite of WWT, Courtney, is with you in the building. We are coming live from Cleveland, Ohio, as we continue the road to Forbidden Door. And also, look at that. The new CMLL champion, MJF, is kicking off the show. So it looks like it is a grudge match. I mean, MJF, MJF had a lot to say. Hi, Terry M. Thank you for joining on this Timeless Elite Wednesday. Yes, he has. Sposa, he won the CMLL Light Heavyweight Championship and has been in a feud with Mystico. Not shocked that Mystico came in. And it's funny you mentioned that, Boza, because I did get a few announcements before I came on, because along with the matches that we had in our preview of WWT, we're also going to have Jon Moxley against Speedball Mike Bailey, and we're going to hear from the new TNT champion, the Aussie Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. All this and more. All this and more. So yeah, it pretty much Excalibur said he demanded a match. So yeah, so pretty much after what happened on Collision, if you watched it with Darby Allin, apparently Jon Moxley wants to battle. So here he comes with Marina Shafir and the rest of the Death Riders. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Darby Allin because Darby Allin's somewhere nearby. And I just completely forgot because it'll lead to Blood and Guts because we have not had Blood and Guts yet because with the whole schedule with All In being in July, we haven't had Blood and Guts yet. So that's going to be the next thing. Like, who is going to be in the Blood and Guts match? Yeah, both. I wouldn't say shocking. Well, the shocking part, if you watch that whole match, Kyle Fletcher jabbed a screwdriver into Dustin Rhodes' knee, and there was blood gushing out, and that was actually really shocking. I mean, I've seen a lot of gruesome moments, but that was very, very gruesome to watch. That was very gruesome to watch, by the way. So. But we shall see on that, and we shall see. But Jon Moxley is waiting for his opponent, Speedball Mike Bailey. I give Speedball Mike Bailey a lot of guts in this match. And of course, he has Kevin Knight in his corner. So, but I think they're going to need more than one person or two. So Kevin Knight is with him, his tag team partner. And interesting stuff that we found out earlier on WWT where MVP, well, apparently there's a lot of backstage heat concerning, mostly in the tag team division, which I will talk about throughout the night. But also having a dislike to Speedball Mike Bailey. This is kind of the first I'm hearing about it. I don't know what it is, but I actually did commentary, as I mentioned, with his wife earlier this year. Shout outs to Veda, by the way. So it's very interesting, and that caught me off guard a little bit. But like I said, and along with Honey and TK, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. We don't know what happens. So God forbid there could have been something happening. I don't know. But we'll talk about the tag team title picture throughout the night with two with this whole thing, because this is like, to me, but here we go. We have Speedball taking on Jon Moxley one-on-one. Feel free to put in the channel who you guys got in this match. And like I said, I would not be shocked with Darby Allin coming in and stalking them. And also with the fact too, like I said, too, we haven't had Blood and Guts yet. Because with everything that happened with All In happening in July, and then everything kind of had to take a little bit. But I do see Blood and Guts happening. That's the question. When? Because, of course, I could see Blood and Guts happening probably after Forbidden Door, because they have to go to London at the end of this month. They had to go to Scotland first and then Forbidden Door. So I could see Blood and Guts probably happening right after Forbidden Door, probably. I know they have to do the Philly residency, so I can see it probably happening after Philadelphia residency. But yeah, they had to. Yeah, Boza, I didn't know. I know, exactly. I really didn't either. She has. Veda has been killing it. Enjoy wrestling on YouTube. Yep, she has. And kudos to her. And I love seeing Veda. I love seeing Veda do commentary, because we do need a lot of female commentators. I mean, yes, backstage interview is great, but need to see them do commentary, because, anything the guys can do, the women can do a lot more better. Both of you are right. You can see Women's Blood and Guts, Triangle of Madness versus Queen Aminata's team. And it's a possibility you could see Blood and Guts in Philly, because, I mean, it is the home to the land of Extreme. I would not be surprised if we did get to see the land of Extreme have some extreme moments. I mean, come on, it's in Philadelphia. We're going to have some fun. I wouldn't mind for them getting a little bit gritty, the nitty gritty. But nice chop by Speedball Mike Bailey. Moxley. Just got to be careful with Marina Shafir and that little runt Wheeler Yuta. And what's Speedball Mike Bailey, what is Speedball doing here? Oh, kicking the face to John. Where did Moxley go? Thumb to the eye? Typical thumb to the eye by Moxley. He does what he does best. And then, of course, Marina Shafir. I still think her and Willow are going to have a match. If it's not a Forbidden Door, I can see maybe Blood and Guts. I wouldn't mind seeing Blood and Guts happening. Because why not? Give him a match of Blood and Guts. Well, here comes Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta is in the ring. Well, Marina Shafir is just toying with Speedball. And a little fact, too, it's a shame Veda's on the ringside, because a little fact about her, she actually started out being in the ring with Ring of Honor. I know she's not pleased with her hubby being mauled by Marina Shafir. Woo, there's Kevin Knight. I will tell you, Kevin Knight, he is supportive of his tag team partner, and also with the fact too, if I was Marina Shafir, you better back off because you didn't learn your lesson when you had the switchblade on Jay White. You had the house call on Swerve, and also you had a buckshot to Hangman. Well, I give credit to Kevin Knight for standing up for his tag team partner and Moxley, but you lucky. Oh, nice move by Speedball. But I'm just saying, it ain't Hangman, because Hangman was no joke. But I do give credit, and I do give some credibility to Speedball. But like I said, we do have a packed show, because you get to spend 2 hours with yours truly, the timeless one. Of course, we have Speedball versus Jon Moxley. We're also going to hear from Kyle Fletcher because he's the new TNT champion. We're also going to see the return of Mercedes Moné with her 8 belts, and very curious on what she has to say after having her first loss taken by my client, the timeless one, the reigning and defending AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm. We're also going to continue the World Tag Team Title Eliminator Tournament semifinals match between the Young Bucks and the team of Bandino and Brody King. And as I mentioned, we're going to have the main event, MJF versus Mark Briscoe. And for the ladies, we're going to have a TBS Championship 4-way qualifier match at Forbidden Door, where, of course, you have the TBS champion taking on somebody from AEW, taking on somebody from CMLL, taking on somebody against Stardom. So for the AEW part, we're going to have Queen Aminata taking on Skye Blue, taking on my newest client, Alex Windsor, against Billie Starkz. So I'm sure Athena will be looking on. Her little minion will be in the match too. And even though the match is in picture-in-picture, the match is still going live between Speedball and Jon Moxley. And John's doing every tack in the book, trying to get scratches on Speedball's back. Oh, boy. Hey, Eddie Foster. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday with your PR Princess and your Timeless Elite. We are coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. And we're just continuing the road onto Forbidden Door. And we're kicking things off with Jon Moxley taking on Speedball Mike Bailey after he got pretty much mauled by Darby Allin on Collision last weekend. Moxley's looking for a fight, and Speedball Mike Bailey stepped up to the challenge. So I would not be shocked if Darby Allin made an appearance, and I think they are going to have a match sooner than you think. When? I don't know. Oh, we're also going to hear from Swerve Strickland, because that actually popped up on the TV. We're going to hear from him, because after Okada accepted the challenge at Forbidden Door, it will be Kazuchika Okada taking on Swerve Strickland. And the Unified Championships will be on the line. Mox took over the production meeting demanding a match after he was... Yeah, pretty much. I mean, with Darby, trust me, Darby's coming out for blood. He is coming. He didn't forget what happened to him last December. Jon Moxley showing some offense against Speedball. And we're back live with this match between Jon Moxley and Speedball Mike Bailey. Pretty much Jon Moxley has been getting the upper hand here. Thankfully, Kevin Knight, Speedball's tag team partner, is at ringside. And he's biting his finger. He's really trying to break Speedball's finger. Oh my goodness. That is so going to hurt the next day. And like John Moxley's just haunting Speedball. Nice job to Moxley. Moxley's like, is that the best that you got? I'm surprised Claudio's not at ringside. And it's ironic it's in Ohio because we're not that far. I don't think it's not that far of a hike to Cincinnati, where Moxley's from. So it only makes sense he wrestles in his home state of Ohio. And just a little note, after all the craziness that's happened, AEW Collision will be live this Saturday on TNT simulcast on HBO Max. So just a quick FYI, I've been coming into programming this week, and it's back to normalcy for now. I do love that the crowd are on their feet. Yeah, the crowds are really getting behind Speedball a bit. And the one thing I noticed between this and kick out made by John Moxley, the difference I see like in the front row of AEW is like you see there is no phones out in the front row, and the fans are so into it. And that's the one thing I love, and I can't stand it whenever I ever go to wrestling shows, especially WWE. Everybody has their phone out like this, and that really bugs me because it's like I want to watch the match, I want to be in the moment, I want to be present. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when I go to wrestling shows. I just can't stand it. I really can't stand that at all. So it's really refreshing to see fans getting engaged and sitting in the front row without posting their phone out. Okay, there's Speedball. He's on the top rope. Oh, nice shooting star press. Kick out made to John, and Speedball has a submission hold in. Is John gonna kick out of this? Because he did tap against Hangman. But it looks like he's gonna break it. Ooh, it looks like Speedball has the So it looks like 1, 2, kick out made. Oh, that little runt, Willie Buta. Not surprised. That little runt interfered. And Marina, she's actually very tough. She better back off or else Kevin Knight will probably put her in. Kick out made by Speedball. Mox thought his MMA skills would dominate Speedball. But, yep. And that is true. And, look, there's Darby Allin. He took out that little runt, Willie Buta, holding him hostage. He went bye-bye. I feel like with Darby, he's taking them out. He's taking every single member of the Death Stars out one by one. First it was Claudio, then it was Yuta. Oh my God. I'm very curious on what's he going to do with Marina Shafir. 2. I thought Speedball got the right, but it's 2. All right, so it's nice kick. 2. Kick out made by John. Oh my goodness. He put that submission hold in. Is it gonna happen? Is he gonna tap like he did it all in Texas? Oh, but look at John. He put his submission hold in. I don't think there's nowhere to go with this. But Speedball's hanging in there. John, it looks like it, but I think he's going to put that move in. And it looks like it has to be it. 3, and your winner for this match is Jon Moxley, but Darby Allin, he abducted Wheeler Yuta. So Jon Moxley and Marina are be looking for Yuta, so I care less where Yuta goes for all I care. So, but good effort by Speedball. I really want to know where Darby took him. All right. This was a better match than I thought it would be. Marina. Yeah, exactly. It was a really good match, and I was really happy. But Kevin Knight, like, helping out his tag team partner, Speedball. Oof. I'm actually very curious. And two of my favorite ladies. Hold on, Renee Paquette. Two of my clients are on, so let's see what happens next. I do like Alex Windsor and Tony being a team. Windsor. Non-sexual friendship. That's a good way to put it. Tony! I love it! I am ready for this! Renee. Poor Renee. Oh, I love those two. Tony has found a co-star in Alex Windsor. It's just the way they tag team last week. It was just so fun to watch. And they're two of my clients. And we're back live. And oh my God, did they stuff Wheeler Yuta with a body bag? Oh my God, Darby Allin driving. Oh my goodness. Forbidden Door. So it looks like he's challenging Jon Moxley to Forbidden Door. Interesting enough. Hard to believe, but like I said, I just love what a way to issue a challenge. Darby wants. Yeah, I know. It's like Forbidden Door. But I don't think with them it's not going to be any singles match. I feel like there is going to be a stipulation. This is why we must protect Tony Storm. I just love two of my clients, Alex Windsor and Tony. They are just so fun to watch. And after seeing them team, I'm like, I'm in on that. And also with the fact, too, they're feuding with Billie Starkz and Athena as well, because Alex has been trying to get Athena's Ring of Honor belt. Also, it's going to be a fun fatal four-way because I just don't want them to pull the trigger on Alex yet, because I know she's starting to get back in it and she can't afford a loss. I know Queen Aminata can't afford a loss. It's going to be very interesting to see. Because as much as I would love my client, Alex Windsor, to win, I wouldn't mind seeing Queen Aminata get a win. I would not mind it. I mean, of course, I got to support all my clients, but 2 matches. Yep, 2 matches were booked. Swerve is going to challenge Okada for the unified title, and Athena will cash in her contract in London, which I was very surprised to see that happen. Hi, Roland Burr. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesdays with yours truly. We just kicked off with a very, very interesting match and toe-to-toe matchup between Speedball Mike Bailey and Jon Moxley. We got to see an appearance from Darby Allin, and Darby Allin's putting the challenge to Jon Moxley at Forbidden Door. Question is, what kind of match would it be? Because it just can't be a regular match. It has to have a stipulation. And Eddie Foster, you asked me your thoughts on the new ESPN WWE streaming deal. Well, it's interesting you asked that because we were just talking about that on WWT Live today about the new deal that happened, especially it happened early this morning. And also interesting too, because ESPN is also going to acquisition the NFL network. So WWE, as big as it is, wrestling's hot. It is a new opportunity, but also kind of being mindful on where you spend your buck because there's so many streaming outlets that are out there. Obviously, AEW has HBO Max and the deal with Warner Brothers, and of course with Amazon Prime with their pay-per-views, but also there's so many things and just really think about, and also with the fact too, WWE's deal with Peacock is getting ready to expire next year. So with this new deal, it'll be the PLEs. You're still going to have Monday nights on Netflix. So I'm in on it. I think it's going to be interesting, and it's evolving. It's growing. I mean, wrestling is now hotter than ever. It's really kind of taken it to the next level. So we'll see what WWE does. And it's funny you mentioned Terry because Mercedes Moné will be there tonight with her 8 belts. Very curious on what she's going to say after her first loss taken by my client at All in Texas. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Very, very interesting. But yeah, they're going up there. Oh, they're doing the ladies first. And then you know what? It's not even 9:30. I ain't complaining. I'm happy the ladies are kind of going early because, you know, it does get very annoying that it has to be like exactly 9:30. But I've been on the ladies. And earlier today, who is that? Oh, there she is. She got her 8 belts in hand and she's eating a watermelon. I dare somebody mention her loss. I dare somebody. She has to be unhinged. Renee, and I know. See, I told you she's still salty from that loss. I knew she was still salty. I knew it. The minute you bring that up, she's going to feel salty. And here we go. and it's funny, I did say that. I did say she was going to be unhinged. But here's my client, Alex Windsor, because like I said, 2 of my clients are on the shelf, Jamie Hayter and Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy tore his pectoral muscle, so we don't know when he's coming back. Jamie Hayter suffered an injury during Double or Nothing and don't know when she's coming back. So fortunately, I had to scramble and find some new people. So Alex Windsor fits the bill because, of course, I have Tony Storm and also I have Caster and Bowens. So that helps get my leg up in. But also Queen Aminata, who we just mentioned earlier today on WWT, she signed a new deal with AEW. And I love that. I love seeing Queen Aminata. And she's no stranger to Mercedes because she did face her one-on-one on an episode of Dynamite. I wonder how that'll affect people. Yeah, that's going to be interesting too regarding this deal. But like I said, for this deal, and especially if you have cable with ESPN, you can actually watch it for free. And thankfully, I still have my cable, so I can do that. That's less money to pay. Funny enough, Mir hasn't shown his face since he failed to get us. I know, it's crazy. Well, you know, the funny thing is, to be fair, Boza, he did show up when we did both predictions for TNA Slammiversary. But other than that, he didn't show up till after All in Texas because he was talking all high and mighty on how Mercedes were going to get this belt. And look what happened at All in Texas. And here comes Skye Blue. I'm actually very happy to see her back. And I'm really happy that she is pairing off with Julia Hart and Tekla. And also feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got in this match. Do you have Skye Blue? Do you have Alex Windsor, Queen Aminata, or do you have Billie Starkz? And I'm okay with the ladies kicking off early. Just I'm pulling for AEW's women's division. I just think they just need a lot more presence. Oh, and looky. Athena's accompanying her minion. Don't worry, Terry. She's there. Her and Alex Windsor were interviewing with Renee Paquette earlier. So Tony, I'm pretty sure Tony's watching in the back, but I know she's gonna keep a close eye on Athena. She's aware of it. Roland, you pick Queen Aminata for the win. I mean, as much as I would love to see my client. Oh, and speaking of my client, the timeless one. The look on Athena's face. Well, of course, she's in supportive of Alex Windsor. It looks like she's going to be doing commentary, so that's good. At least it evens the odds a bit. Oh, she has her sunglasses on. She has her hair up. As I mentioned, she was at WrestleCon over the weekend. I didn't get a chance to see my client, unfortunately, because, she's a busy lady. She's got enough to do. She wants to meet her fans. She wants to show up. She wants to see her fans. She wants to see everything else. So, my client, I didn't get to meet her, but I will in the future. I'm manifesting that moment. It would be cool to get her on WWT. It would be cool to get her an interview. I mean, I know TK interviewed her for Queen of the Ring, but it would be nice to get like an off the record interview on her journey and how she do Timeless and everything else, just to really pull the onion back a bit on Toni Storm. Fightful show on staff spoke to somebody at WWE about the deal was announced today. Yep, that is true. If you have ESPN through cable, you get the service, which that saves me a lot of money. Oh, and thank you, Boza. Athena and Billie will be a women's tag team. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either with Tony, and it does give hope to Ring of Honor as well. Hopefully one day you will see. Oh, yeah. I'm manifesting that moment. I'm pretty sure I will. What is it? Oh, and Queen Aminata paying homage to Stephanie Bakir. Oh, God. And Tony, she's looking. She's the reigning AEW Women's Champion. Oh, Skye Blue. I'm surprised Julia Hart's not at ringside, too. I thought at least she would be at ringside. But like I said, I don't have a problem with the ladies coming in early. I just think hopefully there is some direction within their women's division, because like I said, there are some of them there are taking some injury. Thunder Rosa's taking some time off. Jamie Hayter's injured. Mina Shirokana broke her hand. Red Velvet has an injury. I know, that's crazy. I really thought Julia, I mean, nothing against Skye Blue or anything, but I really thought Julia would be, considering she's a former TBS champion. And she didn't get a rematch, by the way. She didn't get a rematch, and Willow did not get a rematch either. So, yeah, that's another thing, too. And I think that's something that Tony Khan needs to learn how to pivot, because there are some storylines in place, like Queen Aminata taking on the Triangle Madness. We have to see what's going on with Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, and I'll add Marina Shafir to that because I feel like there's something brewing in there. And then, of course, the TBS and AEW women's title, respectively. Ooh, nice move by Alex. And for some odd reason, because I know Death Before Dishonor. Ooh, nice move by Billie Starkz. And like I said, she's no joke. I've seen her matches, and she's starting to come out of there. She faced off against Mercedes Moné. She faced off against Toni Storm. She faced off against Jamie Hayter. Well, Tony and Athena, they're looking at each other because they will be meeting at Forbidden Door. And I'm very surprised they cashed in Athena's a little early. I just don't want it to happen the same way that they did with Christian. That's what I'm thinking. I just don't want them to like disdain it the way that Christian cashed in it at Revolution this year. That's the one thing I'm worried about, and especially with MJF as well. The other day, online, Bossman confirmed at Death Before Dishonor, Bandino will defend. Yep, I did see that, Boza. Bandino will be defending it against Hechicero, who is part of the Don Callis family, because so far they got some gold. Kyle Fletcher is the new TNT champion. They have Okada in their corner. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They have a great match. I just kind of wish it was more than one. I just wish it was more than one female match at these pay-per-views, because I never have a problem with it being one. I mean, I get we're going to have two with the TBS and women's, but it would be nice to add in another match where it doesn't involve any belts. And also with the fact, too, I know a lot of people do have concerns with the women's division and everything else, but I am still manifesting that a women's main event match will happen. It's just kind of rolled of the dice. Of course, you didn't have it with Tony and Mercedes, but I would like to see it next year at Wembley Stadium. There are a few storylines that could be in place for next year. I mean, of course, there could be Mercedes versus Athena. They could meet in Wembley Stadium. I would like to see Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm, because they do have a lot of history with each other. And also with the fact Jamie Hayter has not wrestled in Wembley, in her home country at Wembley Stadium. And that is a really great story that can be put into place for next year. So there are many angles and stories that they could work with. I wouldn't mind that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be a banger. I would not be surprised. All right, so we're back live with AEW Dynamite, and we have, in an instance, we have the ladies kicking off the second match of the night. Fatal 4-way match to determine the winner on who will represent AEW in that fatal 4-way match for the TBS title. We have Queen Aminata taking on Skye Blue, taking on Billie Starkz, taking on my client, Alex Windsor. I mean, I would love Alex, but I wouldn't mind being a Queen Aminata. I would not be shocked. Hi, Frederick Cole. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday with yours truly. A nice move by Billie Starkz. Kick out made to Billie. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Alex doesn't win, I would not be shocked. Well, this is going to be very interesting, too, because Death Before Dishonor is around the corner. Ooh, Queen Aminata kicked her. You don't want to mess with an angry Brit. Queen Aminata slapping my client, Alex Windsor. And they're both taking punches. I love it. That's what we need. And also, I'm very curious on who will be the next. Actually, I would not be shocked, because if Alex Windsor doesn't win tonight, I could see her going round 3 with Athena for Death Before Dishonor. Double Dublin suplex by Queen Aminata and Alex Windsor. Headbutt. Another headbutt. Double headbutt. All 4 ladies are down and are getting a rounding applause, as they should. Getting a round of applause. Tony's looking on. Athena's looking on. Crack it up. Her and Alex was in a non-sexual friendship. Yep. That's what I'm saying, Boza. I mean, after that, they got to come to Philly and they got to do Death Before Dishonor. That's what I'm saying. I'm very curious. I mean, like I said, if Alex Windsor doesn't win, I could see her and Athena going round 3 because their last 2 matches were really good. And also, I can't think of anybody else. I really can't think of anybody else who's going to challenge Athena. But I think the thing is going to be trust. It's going to be trust, and who does she think can pass the torch for the Ring of Honor. Even if Alex wins, I could see. Oh yeah, like either way. Oh, kick out made by Queen Aminata. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think either way, I could see Athena and Alex going round 3 at Death Before Dishonor. Ooh, nice move by the Queen. And here comes Billie Starkz. Miss Q. Oh my goodness. Kick out made by Billie Starkz. Oh, even the look on Tony's face, she seems so distraught. Terry, look, I think everybody wants Queen Aminata to win. Even if my client doesn't win, I'll be happy. I'm okay with Queen Aminata winning. I'm okay with that. Oh, Sky Blue has a steel chair. And I believe, well, yeah, there's no disqualifications in this. Yeah, well, yeah, there's no disqualifications in this match. It's a fatal 4-way, so. Oh, I think that was a little bit of a miscue right there. I think that was a little bit of a miscue. Oh my God! She hit Sky Blue with the back of that chair. Oh my God. And Billie Starkz, she's showing some offense. And don't forget, Billie Starkz did challenge Mercedes Moné for the TBS title. Ooh, nice move by Alex. And plus, it would be great for her too if she did. Oh. And there's no get her, Tony. And that's why you need the Tony Storm. Oh, I just love my client. I just love my client to the fullest. She is a special little thing. And 2, 3, and my newest client, Alex Windsor, will be in the Fatal 4-Way match. It's crazy. 2 of my clients are going to be at Forbidden Door. They got matches. And looky. It is 8 belts Moné. Tony, don't worry about it because you beat her. Don't worry, Tony. You know what? She can flaunt her 8 belts. But Tony is the only person that beat her. And she only needs 1 belt. I mean, I can't knock Mercedes. She has 8 belts, but come on now. My client beat her. She beat her. But look at Miss Tony. She's telling people to get out the way. Oh, I guess she had 8 belts. Well, let's see what Alex has to say to my newest client. Well, it's okay. Tony, it's okay because you know what? You still have your AEW women's belt, so. Wow, she really needs all 8. And look at Tony. And Tony's in the ring. But Tony, you better look behind you. You better look behind you. Ooh, Athena caught her. Then Alex. Wow. And then look at Athena. You know what? I would not be shocked if they did create an alliance with each other, because this could actually be interesting. Because you can continue that and have Tony and Alex be a tag team. But they stare down with each other. But now we know my newest client, Alex Windsor, will be added to the match. Both of my clients are going to be busy at Forbidden Door. Boza, I think for this, it'll be Dynamite next week. I mean, nothing against Collision or anything else, but I do think it'll be at Dynamite next week. Oh, and up next, we are going to hear from the new TNT champion, the Aussie protostar, Kyle Fletcher. Yes, Boza, unfortunately, Hiroshi Tanahashi is on his farewell tour, and he'll be done by next year. And this will be his final Forbidden Door in the UK. And ironically enough, it's going to be interesting because now the G1 tournament is happening. And it's supposed to wrap up right before Forbidden Door. Hi, Hassan Terrell. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday and sending early birthday wishes to your brother. So I hope he does have a wonderful day. So it has been a very solid episode. So yeah, two of my clients, Alex Windsor, Tony Storm. But I know Mercedes is cutting close to Jade's record, because I think sooner or later, once she breaks it, I believe she'll drop the TBS title belt. It makes no sense. It kind of makes no sense for her to drop it right before she breaks Jade's record, which I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen. But we shall see. We shall see. And also very curious on what Kyle Fletcher has to say. Of course, he's going to have a lot to say regarding that. But also, who do you think is going to be the next person in line to challenge Kyle Fletcher for that TNT championship? Who will be the next guy up? Feel free to put it in the chat, because there's a lot of people that I think could be good contenders. I mean, of course, Daniel Garcia, Scorpio Skye, since he came back. Anthony Bowens could be another contender, because he said he's been eyeing that TNT championship, so he would like to be the face of TNT. There's a few other contenders that could be good. Yep, Eddie Foster, I mentioned. Scorpio Skye is another one. He's a former TNT champion, so he knows exactly how it feels. Also, it's going to be very interesting with Dustin, because since Dustin's out, he's also one half of the Ring of Honor tag team titles. And Dustin's going to be out for a while. So I'm very curious how that's going to go, because Sammy, but it's hard to believe we're almost at the final hour of Timeless Elite Wednesday. And we got the Young Bucks. Oh, so this is earlier today. So let's see what happens. Oh, what is he doing? Oh my god. I'm actually kind of enjoying this storyline since they're not EVPs anymore. Oh my goodness. Brodido. That's the name of the tag team. Brodido. That is hilarious. Oh, and there's Renee. She's at ringside because, as I mentioned, she's going to introduce the new TNT champion, Kyle Fletcher. Yep, the AEW. It's officially on Max. Yay! I just hope we get it present pay-per-view streaming because we now have everything in AEW history. I just wish they start streaming their pay-per-views, but I guess they have to cover the cost. So here's Kyle Fletcher and that creep Don Callis and the rest of the Don Callis family I could care less about. But here we are. Here we are with the Don Callis family. Oh my god. That match last week was crazy. He jabbed it. He literally jabbed it. He jabbed that screwdriver into his knee. That was just so brutal to watch. And just blood gushing out. But do you want to wish Dustin Rhodes a speedy recovery? And I'm pretty sure once Dustin gets 100% healed, they're going to roll it back. Oh, Kyle Fletcher. Oh, and, the 3 belts for Okada. So, but let's see what the new TNT champion has to say to Renee Paquette. Oh, God, that creep. I don't want to listen to this creep. No 3 belts belong to Okada, and he's going to defend it against Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door. They probably say F Don Callis. They always add every week. Why has he got to talk bad about Dustin Rhodes? Really, Kyle? I want to know where he gets his glasses from. He says he's going to be the greatest. Oh, we'll see what Kyle does in his reign. Oh Lord, I'm curious what kind of pain it is. I just hope I just hope I just hope he didn't do the same thing when he did with Chris Jericho. Just show the painting. Come on, stop talking and show the painting. Show the painting. Let's see. Oh dear God. Oh my God. Wow. He has Kyle in his birthday suit. Wow. Well, that's an interesting portrait. Oh, Kyle saying that's the greatest gift you've ever received. Okay. So his first defense is this Saturday. Whoa. Now we know his first title defense will be this Saturday on Collision. Very curious on who's going to be stepping up to the plate. Very, very curious on who. But Kyle Fletcher, he wants to make a case on being the longest reigning TNT champion. That would be funny if it was Sammy. If Sammy Guevara was his first opponent after what happened with his tag team partner. That'd be funny. Hi, Revolution to Evolution. Thank you for joining on this edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday. So we don't know the participants from CMLL and Stardom yet, because of course we do have the G1 tournament happening right now, so we should know that soon. Oh, and Adam Copeland, he's in the back with Alicia, because they showed what happened 2 weeks ago. And hi, Bailey Martin. How are you? Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday. Yep. He's facing Stokely next week. He's facing that little weasel in Cincinnati. Oh my god! I'm sure Tony Schiavone's gonna have a front row seat for that match, and I would love for Tony Schiavone to slap Stokely in the face. My god! Wow! I'm in on that. Oh my goodness. But now we have a semifinal World Tag Team Eliminator match happening right now. Brodido, which is one of the hottest tag teams right now, and I love it. I love Bandito. He's just so fun to watch. And he has been doing fun as representing the Ring of Honor World Champion. Adam was happy like a schoolboy for that interview. 200 feet restraining order, it goes in the trash. FTR's at ringside. Well, it's sooner or later. They're going to get FTR versus Edge and Christian at All Out in Toronto. Because if that were to happen, that has to be the main event. With the fact they live in Canada. I mean, if you're going to make that happen, it has to be the main event. So, but I'm very excited to see these two. And like I said, we have a semifinal match. Brodido taking on the Young Bucks. And whoever wins faces off against FTR. And the winner receives a World Tag Team title match at Forbidden Door against the reigning Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate. But feel free to put in the chat on who do you guys got. You got Brody King and Bandito, or do you have the Young Bucks? As much as I would love. Oh, they got their theme song back. What's going on? Oh no! Apparently, it stopped halfway through when they were trying to get it. Oh no! Oh my god! They're trying to get under. Well, at least they have their Titantron back, but this is fun to watch. Oh boy. I'm just very curious on where this is going to go next, because I know they have a quote-unquote alignment with the Don Callis family. Oh my god. Sweeto are fighting out what's it like to get revenge. I know, exactly. Well, they should. They're going to take things with a grain of salt. Oh my god. They don't have their pyro. They had to change the Titantron. Now it's all pitch black. Oh my god. Oh no. This is actually really funny. If you see the Titantron, they're going to back to. They're going back to Jeremy. Oh my goodness, Max and Jeremy. And then they show the Titantron for Forbidden Door with Swerve while Osprey picked up the win. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Oh, Max and Jeremy. Oh, they're showing the Titantron. Oh my god. A nod to their TNA names Max and Jeremy. Oh my goodness. It seems like the Young Bucks are been on a bad. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you take your privilege away. It's EVPs. The no Bucks. I like that they're embracing this. And it's really interesting to watch, which I have to say, I kind of like this version of the Young Bucks. But like I said, feel free to put in the chat who you guys winning for this semifinal of the World Tag Team Eliminator match. Do you have Brandino and Brody King, or do you have the Young Bucks? Okay. All jokes aside, winners. Yep, it's all jokes. I mean, you need to have laugh. You got to have laughter in this, and you got to have some fun. So, and it's also the final hour of Timeless Elite Wednesday. And where has the time gone? Where has the time gone, folks? Nice move by Bandino. And as Boza mentioned earlier, he will be defending the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title against Hechicero at Death Before Dishonor later this month in Philadelphia. So I'm trying to see if I can go to a few shows in the Philly residency, because I want to go the first week since after Forbidden Door, because I would love to do a Dynamite, a Collision, and Ring of Honor. And now with the fact too, Full Gear is in New Jersey, so now that's also added to my calendar. I just love Brody and Bandino, and I love that they're doing this, especially with the fact Buddy Matthews is injured, because we don't know how long he's going to be. I just love it. All right, Boza, he got Brodido. Terry M, he got the Young Bucks. Would you try to get credential? Yeah, so I have to be credentialed for that. I know Boss Lady did put in a request for me, because I put this request in months ago regarding the nice move by Brody King. Sandwiching both Matt and Nick. But anyways, Boza, go back to it. Boss Lady put this request in months ago, because when we found out when tickets went on sale for the Philly residency, I put in the dates that I want. I'm definitely planning. I would like to do media for Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. I think it looks like it'll be a cool show. And anytime Ring of Honor comes near me, of course I gotta go. So we're gonna do that. Also, same thing with Full Gear as well, since it's coming back to Jersey. So that's also too, just making sure I have that credential. But it has been a fun year, and I'm very excited to put more into it, especially on this platform with all of you. We're cooking up a lot of good things happening. But I also want to talk about something that happened earlier, because MVP mentioned this earlier regarding the tag team titles. Because, of course, he doesn't want to drop it to FTR, not the Young Bucks. And, of course, I'm surprised they don't want to drop it to, like, the Outrunners or Jet Speed or the Gates of Agony. So this is actually an interesting thought regarding the picture, because I'm trying to think about this in my head, because I said the Hurt Syndicate will last throughout the end of 2025. So I'm trying to think of like other tag teams, because of course they have not faced off against Top Flight yet, and I think with Top Flight aligning with Christopher Daniels, this could help them as well. They haven't faced off against Leo Rush and Action Andretti as a tag team. Also, a few others. I'm trying to think on the top of my head. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, I would love to see the Infantry have a battle under Shane Taylor Promotions. I know they had a match for the Ring of Honor tag team titles against Dustin and Sammy a few months back. So it's pretty much kind of an end game. But Tony Khan, I'm trying to say this. I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible, because I know everybody's trying to get with the Acclaimed. My clients, the Acclaimed, because I said 2026. Tony Khan, get my boys back together, please. That's all I can do. And the thing about this is, you notice there's a void within the tag team division, because out of all those tag teams, who was the one that was over? And when I mean over, I mean over. And also, I was not a fan of the Acclaimed at first, because my brother tried to get me into them, and at first I didn't. But after meeting both Caster and Anthony separately and learning more about them, it really made me into a fan. a lot more. And we're back live with the tag team eliminator match between Brodido and the Young Bucks. And I was saying this too in a way that they have credibility. And I think that's what you want. Credibility and also trust. Like, who do you trust on leading the tag team division? And technically, there is a storyline in place because when MVP came in, who was the tag team that he gave his business cards to? It was the Acclaimed. There was something there. And also with the fact, too, the reason he wanted Max, as I mentioned, Max's dad used to play in the NFL. He was a Super Bowl champion. That's one of the reasons why he wanted to do Max. So there's so many layers to this. And also with the fact, too, how many teams have credible wins against both FTR and the Young Bucks? They do. And also with the fact, it does stood them above the rest. And it's very ironic because when I was at WrestleCon, there were still people wearing Acclaimed gear. That just shows you how influential that they can be. And they were getting praise from everybody, like even outside of AEW. They were getting praise from the Road Dogg, Bully Ray on Busted Open. He was giving praise to the Acclaim. And even John Cena was giving praise, most specifically to Caster. When you get praise from the GOAT, that's it right there. But I think that's what I'm saying. Tony Khan, this is a PSA to you. Get my boys back together. I know it's a long-term storyline in effect, but get my boys. Just get my clients in. But I know it'll happen soon. I'm manifesting it, and I do have a timeline in place because there is a lot of factors into this because I could see Caster and Bowens meeting one-on-one at Forbidden Door because I was talking to Anthony about this. I said, you guys need a match for more than 5 minutes. They need that match for more than 5 minutes. But yeah, that's where we're at right now with the tag teams. And like I said, I do see the Acclaim returning in 2026. I would love for them to return when the stadium comes around. Oh my goodness. Carried Brody. Ooh. That was hard to watch. Sucker punched. Took out Brody King, took out both members of the Young Bucks are down. And here comes Bandino, the Ring of Honor champion. And also, it did say on the TV, Full Gear will be back in the Garden State in New Jersey. So I'm very excited. It's coming back. That's one of the things about the Young Bucks. So this is where their synergy comes into play. And that's why I can't take anything away from them wrestling-wise. Because that's what makes them so good. Kick out made by Brody. Ooh, nice move. Oh my goodness, nice move. Well, the one thing I will say, the Young Bucks can pull off his matches. Because the match they had against Swerve and Ospreay, it had everybody on their feet. This is a good match so far. Oh, so the match is going in picture. Yeah, because after this, pretty much after this, we go right. Well, after this match, we're going to hear from Swerve Strickland. And then we have our main event, MJF versus Mark Briscoe. I have this feeling like Hangman's going to come out, or we're going to see Mystico during the match. So, and also with the fact too, there's a lot of friction between the Hurt Syndicate and MJF. So, well, only time will tell. But as I said, it is nice to be with all of you on this edition of Timeless Elite Wednesdays with yours truly. The Timeless Elite, the PR Princess of WWT, is with you today. Hopefully you got to check out WWT live today because you had the ladies in check. Because the ladies were in charge today, and it's always fun when it's a women's edition of WWT live. I mean, of course, we love the guys. Like, of course, there's Seth, there's Jacob, there's Will, and the Professor. But it's always nice when the ladies get in there because we always put our thoughts too. Because we know a thing or two about wrestling. We've watched it our whole lives as well. But also, a lot of news is happening. Of course, the buzz with WWE, ESPN, SummerSlam, and then of course with Brock Lesnar happening. I know a lot of people are kind of mixed bag in this, but I said my piece on Monday with Christina because this is something, because yes, it's great, but at the same time, you're gonna have to take the good with the bad press because no bad press is good press. But it is evolving. I'm really happy it's kind of taking it to the next level because I want to see all wrestling companies thrive. I want to see not just WWE, I want to see AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, Independent, even overseas with New Japan, Stardom, CMLL. Now you have AAA that's in partnership with WWE. Want to see all because all wrestlers get to eat. They all get to eat. They all get to get paid and be supportive of their families. Because that's pretty much the end goal, even though a lot of times you hear a lot of shady stuff in this business. So that's something to really think about. But like I said, it's really nice to be with all of you on this edition as well. We have a few more things. After this match, we have, as I mentioned, Swerve Strickland and our main event, MJF versus Mark Briscoe. And we are back live with the World Tag Team title Eliminator match, the semi-final match. The Young Bucks taking on Brodido, the team of Bandino and that was a miscommunication by the Young Bucks. Brody King and Bandino. It's actually a really good match too. I do love this tag team. I feel like with these two, it is with the Hurt Syndicate. And I mean, look, I don't know what happens behind closed doors, but I think at some point they need to find a tag team that not only they could trust, but also help elevate the tag team division. Because if it ain't gonna be any other tag team in this, I mean, the only logical point would be to have my clients see Acclaimed do it next year. Because if they're gonna hold the belts until next year, that's a possibility too. And also, the Acclaim does have legit credentials behind their belt. I mean, they have a win over FTR. They have a win over the Young Bucks. They're former tag team champions. It's just, don't bring up January's match between the Hurt Syndicate because you got them when they were in disarray. And that was a shit show of a match. So, you have to get them when they're in sync together. And here comes Bandito. Oh my God! Bandito's leaping in the air. This is actually a really good match. In the cameraman. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, man. Is there anything Bandito can't do? Kick out made. Ooh, nice move. So it looks like, I think that's Nick. Yep, that has to be Nick on the top rope. Ooh, Brody King making the save. Ooh, nice suplex off the top rope by Brody King. Ooh, nice tag team by Bandino and Brody. Love that. Ooh, Miss Q. That has to be a code red. Super kick. Super kick. Double super kick. And you still didn't take down Brody. Another super kick. This has to be it right here. Has to be it. Dragger. 1, 2. Ooh, a kick out by Brody. This match is still going on live. This match is still has hope. Said we're not having this discussion. This is Timeless Elite Wednesday. If you want to do CEO Wednesday, you can do it on your stream, but she was already on earlier. Have no fear, your Timeless Elite is here. This is you could try to take over my show, but that ain't happening. Oh, nice counter by the Young Bucks. Let's see, Brody. What are they? Oh, Brody! What's Brody doing here? Oh my goodness! Outside the ring. This is actually a really good match, I will say. And it also makes you think of like the early part of AEW, because the tag team was one of their bread and butters when they first started. It was their tag team division. Taking out Bandino. Oop. One of the members of the Young Bucks. Ooh. It looks like Nick. They're both on top of the barricade. Ooh, super kick. Bandino, don't hurt yourself. Oh! Nice move by Bandino. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. This tag team match is crazy. I really thought the Young Bucks pulled off, but Brodido is alive and kicking. Let's see, Bandino. What's he going to do here? German suplex. Is this it? Save made. Brody. Let's see. All right, it looks like. All right, Brody. Between the ropes. What's Bandino? Spanish. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, a kick out, man. This match is still going on. This match is still going on. Really? You're going to call it time's up, Tony? Yes, Tony Storm puts on a decent promo, but I wouldn't be saying time's up because she's timeless and she gave Mercedes her first loss. Oh! Oh my god! Brodido got the win! They got that match was awesome. That was an awesome match, I will say. Wow. Well, said, to be fair, I mean, they have putting over teams. It's just the I mean, they put over teams. It's just the execution part on what's next for the teams, because we saw what happened when Private Party beat them. It was like, what's next? Like, what's the next level for them? And also with the fact too, Quen got hurt, so that really did put a suckiness. I know, Bosa. That's why I was very, very nervous, because I was like, oh, okay, I guess. But yeah, so they'll be facing off against FTR next week, and they're showing the promo for our main event, Mark Briscoe and MJF, the new CMLL Light Heavyweight Championship, because he won it over the weekend. Because I know everybody was invested in to SummerSlam, but he did win it over the weekend. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's nice to pick up a win over the Young Bucks, but it's just like, how do you execute that with what's next? And also, congratulations to both Brodido to win, because you picked up a win over a former tag team champion. And that says a lot. Now, could they go 2 for 2 next week? It's going to be interesting to see, because not only Mr. Adam Copeland's facing off against that weasel Stokely next week. Yeah, it went under the radar. MJF won up Mystico doing something. Mystico. Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy because MJF is on these side quests where he's had a feud with Mark Briscoe. He's having a feud with Mystico. And then of course you have Hangman in the balance. And speaking of the Hurt Syndicate, we see with Renee Paquette. Oh, looky! Look who's had to come back! Look who's had to come back. Oh boy. Well, that was very interesting. I mean, we know the thumbs down for MJF. Bobby got told to be toasted. Yeah. Yeah, MJF needs to learn it's not me. It's we. There's no I in team. But up next, we're going to hear from Swerve Strickland ahead of his match against Okada. I knew. Oh, Seth, you enjoyed MJF? Well, it is, but I feel like there's a lot more to the story that needs to be said. But we shall see on that. And MVP put a warning onto MJF, saying with if MJF gets his Speed Love Triple B back, Bobby Lashley's coming for him. So, but we shall see, because I feel like this is something that's going to be developing a bit. And yeah, it's a little bit of a heat. But also, for the record in the report regarding MVP, him and MJF don't have any backstage heat with each other. Him and the Hurt Syndicate do not have heat with MJF. So they're cool off screen, which is good. Even though on screen it looks like there's friction. But we'll see how this goes. I would not be shocked if MJF reunited with FTR. But we shall see on that. Have to keep an eye on Nana and Don Callis. Yes, you got to keep an eye out for them, for both of them at ringside, because I would not mess with Prince Nana, because Nana can throw a punch. I wouldn't mind seeing him punch Don Callis. Sorry, I'm looking at the commercial for South Park. Oh my goodness. I thought MVP's issue was who would beat Syndicate. Supposedly Boss Man wants it to be FTR, MT. Well, to be fair, I know, like, from the report I read, MVP, shockingly enough, he didn't want the Syndicate to lose it to Jet Speed. He didn't want to lose it to the Outrunners. He didn't want to lose it to Private Party. And FTR was not going to take a loss. So that's also another thing, too, because a lot of has to do with power, it has to do with pride, and it has to do with ego. That's why I said, Tony Khan, if you're watching this, get my boys back together. Just get them back. And speaking of that, here comes FTR. Those little weasels that happy with next week. Oh, man. I'm going to be enjoying this match. He's calling Adam Copeland a bully? He had to take out all his kids in bed. Jeez. Well, that's gonna be something next week. I kind of wish it was Beth. I know. I kind of wish it was Beth, but okay. So, yep, they're gonna be looking at this rivalry between Swerve Strickland and Okada, which I think this is gonna be a really good match for Swerve at Forbidden Door. And the interesting part about it is since Okada's been here in AEW, he has not had a single loss yet. That's a fact. He has not had a loss. Yeah, it is. It's the first defense of what should be at Forbidden Door. I definitely think this is going to be a really good match between these two. Swervy came in. He's like, what you going to do about it? Oh, and there he is. Here comes. Can't go 1 week without Nana taking us to church. Well, here comes Swerve Strickland. And here comes Prince Nana with his coffee. And also make sure to get Swerve's Reebok line because it's out now. If you haven't got a pair of his, get it now. Yeah, his entrance always does good. Look at the people in the crowd in the stands. They're trying to do the Nana dance. Swerve when I drive. And he had a pretty good eventful last couple of weeks. He was at San Diego Comic-Con. Got a new action figure. All right, so he's going to be talking with Renee Paquette. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they put on a really good match last year for Forbidden Door. Him versus Swerve versus Will Ospreay for the world title. That was a really good match. Yeah, because like I said, Okada hasn't had a clean loss yet. been undefeated for almost a year. Yeah, because London fans will go crazy. But it is official. Kazuchika Okada taking on Swerve Strickland. Yeah, they want to leave with the Holy Spirit. You said should join the Hurt Syndicate. I'm going to have to disagree with that because... Oh, and right to that, here is Mark Briscoe with Alicia backstage before his main event. Ooh, and there's Hangman. All right, main event. And hold on. So, you know the story how earlier where people... So, you know how the story earlier where they said MVP did not like see you on Mike Bailey. So, this was actually posted earlier today. I guess it puts that rumor to rest because I just saw it on MVP's socials. I guess they put that to rest. I'm happy the reports aren't true because he doesn't dislike Speedball, but it's hilarious. I was like, that just put me on left field, but I thought that was really funny. So go check out his MVP social. So he does not dislike Speedball Mike Bailey, and I thought that was really funny. It was on his vlog, but also you got to check out MVP's Instagram because it was actually just posted a few minutes ago, and Speedball was on it, and I thought that was really funny. Yeah, it really was, because when I first saw it, I'm like, I kind of scratched my head about it. I'm like, why out of all people Speedball? And also with the fact, too, I did commentary with his wife. I mean, I met his wife before. That's just so weird. I'm just happy that never believe everything you read, folks, because it's just... Because sometimes when you read stuff, it's like I kind of have to do a little bit of digging.
and do a lot of hunting. So that's why sometimes it's best not to believe everything you read. Yeah, it's crazy. No. Boza, I mean, you're allowed to curse. I mean, this is a space right here. But I kind of was like thrown in a little bit of loop because when I was looking for news, it just popped up and I was like, well, do we talk about it? Do we not to? And I kind of figured at least somebody in the chat would have probably said, Courtney, did you see this about MVP? I'm happy that's put to rest. Yay. So I'm very happy. So let all bygones be bygones. But this has been a really fun, timeless Elite Wednesday, I will say. It's been a solid episode, continuing the road to Forbidden Door. And also, I think I may need to do a quick post show because there's a few thoughts that I have. Oh, and there's Queen Aminata with Renee Paquette. Oh, I mean, I'm happy my client Alex Windsor won, but it would have been nice for the Queen to win. And here comes Willow Nightingale. And the Chris Statlander comes in. It would have been nice if Alex would have came in. Windsor. Chris Statlander. The way she's holding Renee. Oh, how I miss Jamie Hayter. Okay. Yes, Roland, that was paper. Chris was jealous that she wasn't asked to help Collision in that. Well, yeah, that's true. Part of me wishes I had my client Jamie Hayter back. Actually, you know what? I just had a theory on this because I know Alex Windsor and Toni Storm, they're teaming together and everything else. And I know Mina broke her hand because I know she would have loved to help Toni Storm. But if Athena and Mercedes somehow have an alliance with each other because of their dislike for Toni Storm, then you add Billie Starkz into the mix. What if you add Jamie Hayter to that mix? Because that would be pretty cool to watch. So, but that's just my thought as well, because I was actually thinking about this too. Well, here comes Mark Briscoe. Did you ever see the video with MJF when he was a little kid? Yes, it's funny, Terry M. I did see that footage circling around on socials. I did. I saw it circling around circles, and I thought that was so cool. That was really cool that he was on the Rosie O'Donnell show, and he was already a star. He was already a star when he was born. So MJF's doing amazing things, even though he still acts like a jerk. But Happy Gilmore 2 is out on Netflix. He's on it. Becky Lynch is on it. So feel free to check it out on Netflix, Happy Gilmore 2. But I will say he has been doing very well between doing the press media opportunities and still staying apart on wrestling. Gotta give him credit on that. But here we go. We have our main event. And it's a grudge match. MJF, Mark Briscoe. And I love how both of them are wearing red. Because you can tell with Mark Briscoe with the cameo pants mixed in red. And MJF is also wearing red too. So I love that they have the color theme. Mark Briscoe doing jumping jacks. Of course, MJF running like the scoundrel that he is. Here's Mark Briscoe. He is so doing. He threw somebody's hat. He really threw his hat over. Oh my goodness. Feel free to put in the chat who you guys got. You got Mark Briscoe or you have MJF. And they're fighting through the stands. Mark Briscoe beating the crap out of it. Happy Gilmore 2 has like 50 million views. Don't be surprised if they're... Won't be surprised either. And Roland, you picked Mark Briscoe for the win. I would like for Mark to win. But for some odd reason, I feel like MJF is going to win. And also, I could see Hangman coming in once the match is over. It looks like MJF, one of his eyes, poor little MJF. And Mark got the chair. What's he gonna do here? Oh my goodness, what's he gonna do? Ooh, nice! Doing like a little cannonball. And the fans love him. I think anytime you have a grudge match, I feel like there needs to be a stipulation in place. Like no disqualifications, no countouts, nothing. But it looks like the table's being put in place. So yeah, that's what I would think for a grudge match. Anything goes. He wants to destroy MJF. Oh, look, and MJF trying to get the right. Thumb to the eye. Typical heel tactic. Oh, he loves the loathingness. Loathing. He's great. MJF is a great athlete, but he is a jerk. And Kyle Fletcher will be facing off against Tomohiro Ishii for the TNT Championship this weekend on Collision. And we're going to have the Triangles of Madness in Trios actions. And we're going to have La Facción Incomprenable. Oh, we're going to have Hangman teaming up with Jet Speed. Very rarely we see Hangman on a page this weekend. Oh, and we're going to see Jon Moxley in his hometown against Kevin Knight next week. Oh, goody, that creep. Yes, he's going to be dealing with a conglomeration. I know, it's crazy. Hangman Adam Page teaming up with Jet Speed. Very rarely that ever happens on Collision this weekend. So it's going to be very fun to see the AEW World Heavyweight Champion on Collision. Because I know when Swerve was champion last year, he came on for a bit. We also got to see MJF, who very rarely ever comes on AEW Collision last year. So it's nice to see the world champ come in. And that's interesting too. Next week, Jon Moxley taking on Kevin Knight, and I'm sure we're gonna see Darby Allin somewhere. I mean, he took out Claudio, he took out that little runt Wheeler Yuta. Who knows what's he gonna do with Marina Shafir? Who knows? Who knows? But this match is going in picture. Still going on. And they show the commercial for Collision, which is this weekend. It'll be back live this Saturday. I'm sure we'll find out Darby versus John match for London. Why do I have a feeling it will be intergender in London with all? I think it will be because the Death Riders made a lot of enemies in the locker room. I do think so. It's just which are the players you're going to have, because I know they had to change a little bit with some injuries that happened and had to shuffle a lot of things. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Also, I would not be shocked with Darby if he got some help from people from New Japan over like in the New Japan, or like female wise, if he had help from Stardom. That would be really cool to incorporate that, because then it would be the Forbidden Door, or heck, even CMLL. You can take out people from there. I'm sure the Death Riders made enemies from those promotions as well. Well, this match is still going picture in picture. If I didn't say it before, thank you guys for joining with me on Timeless Elite Wednesdays with yours truly. It's been a long day and I'm still tired. I don't think I have the energy to do a watch along. Not watch along. I don't think I have the I don't have the energy to do a post show tonight, because I think there was so much action that happened. I think you knew from my reactions. It's one of those things, but yeah, there was a lot. There's a lot that happened at AEW Dynamite tonight. Of course, we kicked it off with Jon Moxley taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. That was a fun match. And then we had the ladies in a surprising turn. The ladies kicked off in the Fatal 4-Way match where my newest client, Alex Windsor, will be representing AEW in the Fatal 4-Way match for the TBS title. And both of my clients got destroyed by both Athena and Mercedes. So it looks like there may be an alliance between them, because they have a common enemy with Toni Storm and Alex Windsor. So I would not be shocked if it is round 3 between Alex and Athena, because I feel like 3 times could be the charm. 3 times could be the charm. But we are back live with AEW Dynamite. We have a grudge. Oh, the referee kicked MJF's arm. And I bet you he's been wanting to do that for a long time. So we are back live with a grudge match between Mark Briscoe and MJF, our main event for AEW Dynamite, coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's funny, next week it'll be in Cincinnati, Jon Moxley's hometown. So we did have the ladies come in, but I feel like there's a lot more to do with, because they throw in Billie Starkz, and I'm pretty sure there may be somewhat of an alliance between Billie Starkz, Athena, and Mercedes. But I think if Mina's not going to come back with her hand, I would not be shocked if it was Jamie Hayter that joined the fray. But I think Jamie may be helping out regarding what happened with Tekla. So we shall see on that. We also had a really good match in the tag team division where, don't worry, Terry, I'm getting to it. We also got to see the tag team semifinal match between Brody King and Bandito taking on the Young Bucks, and Brodino won. They advance, and they will be facing off against FTR. So whoever wins gets to face off against the Hurt Syndicate at Forbidden Door, and that's going to be fun. Also, we get to see Kyle Fletcher, the new TNT champion, and the picture that Don Callis made him, and Kyle Fletcher's being nice about it. He's putting the dice out for the TNT championship and face off against Tomohiro Ishii this Saturday on Collision. So that will be a really great match between them. We also got to hear from Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland. He's talking about his match against Okada at Forbidden Door, and it's definitely going to be a slugfest. Very curious of what's going to happen outside the ring between Nana and Don Callis, because there's going to be a lot of interesting things. And next week we have Adam Copeland taking on that Weasel Stokely next week. So it's only a matter of time when Edge and Christian are going to return for All Out in Toronto. It's only a matter of time. It just has to make sure it's executed and doesn't have to go crazy. And we also have we're not in the main event. MJF versus Mark Briscoe. Yep, if FTR show their faces, that 200 feet restraining order goes in the trash. Yeah, pretty much. Terry M, I don't think the Hurt Syndicate's going to interfere in this match, but the fact there is a lot of friction between them and MJF. So I think and MJF got out of there fast. I guess I should not say that. I would not be shocked if we see somebody through a table. Oh, looks like you put the Boston Crab on Mark Briscoe. He's yelling at Mark Briscoe to tap out. And I did see some signs that says kosher pickle. But like I said, it has been fun being with all of you on Timeless Elite Wednesday. No post show tonight. I'm still exhausted from WrestleCon and SummerSlam. I still need a few more days to recuperate. But I was happy to spend 2 hours with all of you, enjoying this main event that's going to happen, and continue the road to Forbidden Door, because next week they're going to be in Cincinnati. Yeah, it's going to be to kick out me. But yeah, it's going to be a fun road, because Forbidden Door is actually in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Let's see, MJF. Yeah, it was a fun WWT live. Yeah, I mean, AAA they're having their event next weekend. So much wrestling happening, and we're not even done with summer yet. Not even done with summer, because we have Forbidden Door, we have AAA having their event, we have Heat Wave with NXT, Forbidden Door, Clash in Paris. Let's see, what is MJF going to do? Oh, this is the same move he tried to take out Daniel Garcia earlier, but Mark Briscoe's blocking. Oh my God, Mark Briscoe's biting MJF's face! And he's bloodied. It looks like he's busted open a bit. Oh, and he did hit it. Is he going to make a pin? Kick out made by MJF. And I'm used to being an overrun anyway. But it's going to be interesting when AEW converts. It's going to be interesting when AEW goes back to pay-per-views on Saturdays, because, of course, football is happening. Football season. Training camp is here. And, yeah, this weekend we kick off preseason. And it's very interesting, too, because later in the season, my Dolphins will take on the Jaguars in preseason. And it's on the weekend of Forbidden Door. That's going to happen. But I know Bossman, he's going to be probably overseas, because I don't know how he's going to do it. I mean, he's done it, but I don't know how he's going to do it. Tony Khan, God bless your little heart, sir. Mark Briscoe, what's he doing here? Is he gonna nail it? Oh no! MJF got out of the way and Mark Briscoe ran through a table. Oh god. Poor Mark. Are you calling? No, I'm not calling football games. I'm just gonna stick with wrestling. Wrestling, football, I like to watch with my own TV. But I will be maybe doing some football references throughout this season. So, oh my goodness, referee is counting. Four, five. Referee's already counting 5. Referee's up to 7. What's Mark doing? Oh my goodness. Oh, he finally made it before the count of 10, Mark Briscoe. Ooh, that had to be done. Mark has to be done right there. Whoa, 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 whoa! Mark, whoa! That was controversial faction. MJF won, but Mark Briscoe put his feet on the ropes. That's going to create a lot of controversy, and I would not be shocked if the members of the conglomeration said something. Well, the conglomeration has their own business within themselves. Oh my God. What a controversial fashion. Replay doesn't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the replay. Yeah, Roland, exactly. His foot was on the rope, and Maria, it crashed out bad. But that's very odd. That is so odd. It is kind of, it's like a cheap route. But I'm not surprised because that's how MJF, and it does work with his character too. And oh, of course, he's being the crap out of Mark Briscoe. I would not be shocked if either Mystico or Hangman comes out. And he has his diamond ring. Oof, and he punched that. Tony Khan, you need to fire that referee. Briscoe gets the shaft. I don't know if you want to fire that referee, but I'm pretty sure there will be something. And who's that? Oh, and there's the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Hangman Adam Page. Hopefully they treat his reign a lot more better this time than the first time. Because I missed his whole reign. I missed his whole reign the first time around. Him and Hangman are going at it. And the security's coming out. And also, the last time they met was at Revolution, and that was really nasty. Mark Briscoe's busted open. And MJF ran, like usual, like a coward that he is. MJF. Hangman Adam Page, check it out, Mark Briscoe. Well, here comes this. Hangman's chasing. I don't think they were told to go home, Bosa, because now they're beating the heck out of each other. Yeah, I think with them, oh my goodness, MJF, he's involved in so many side quests. It's like, oh my God, Hangman's beating up security, which I'm not surprised. And yeah, these two guys are really going at it. I feel like MJF is with all these side quests with Mystico, Because he has a CMLL light heavyweight title. He has to deal with Mark Briscoe. Then he has to deal with Hangman Adam Page. Oh my goodness. Referees and securities are trying to help them go. What's Hangman going to do here? These two are not going to fight. They're going to fight until probably the show's over. But AEW Collision returns this Saturday live. Yeah, they're going to pretty much beat the heck out of each other. Oh, God. I guess this is how it's going to end. Oh, I guess not. But MJF, he left. Yeah, these two are far from done after the match they had at Revolution earlier this year. It's going to be very interesting to see. But that concludes AEW Dynamite from Cleveland, Ohio. At least they didn't end it bad, but it was pretty solid. I give them credit on that. That was pretty solid. I went to the concession stand, but they were fighting like on the stands and through the crowd, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, MJF doesn't want to cash that in yet, but that was a very solid episode of Dynamite. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a good, solid match. It did everything that it needed. Shockingly enough, the ladies' match started a little early than the quote-unquote usual time, which I think that's something Tony Khan needs to learn, is really kind of adding in a lot more segments within their women's division, incorporating a lot more storylines that do not involve the titles. So I'm still pulling for that because I want to see the women's division, because they do have a stack roster. It's just you got to figure out what stories make sense. So I thought it was a really good, solid show. 8.5 out of 10. Did what I need to do. Yeah, don't mess with my client, Alex Windsor. See, I know it's not going to happen, but it would be pretty hilarious if Alex Windsor won the TBS title from Mercedes at Forbidden Door. I know it's not going to happen, but I think once she breaks Jade's record, she's going to drop that belt. But that would be pretty hilarious to see, because I have two of my clients that are going to be busy at Forbidden Door, Alex Windsor and obviously Tony Storm. But we shall see in that. It has been a fun night for Timeless Elite Wednesday. With our Timeless Elite, your PR princess of WWT, Courtney, with you in the building. It has been a solid one, and I want to wish everybody in the chat, thank you for joining with me. Like I said, I know everybody doesn't like AEW. Well, I'm not going to say don't like, but I know AEW is not a cup of tea for everybody, but I try to make sure to provide a lot of logic, understand what's happening, and they do have some good stuff. Some. It's just, of course, you have to be very critical of it. So have to give a shout out to Terry M, Boza, Hassan Terrell, Eddie Foster, Roland Byard. Of course, our mayor said was on, trying to steal my show. Obviously. Maria. I'm just making sure I don't miss anybody. Yeah, Hassan Terrell. Revolution to Evolution. Thank you for stopping on. Bailey Martin. So I definitely want to thank everybody in the chat for participating for a bit, because it was a fun night and I was very happy to spend it with all of you and happy to do this again. So happy to do it again. So thank you for joining on that. And like I said, you can follow me on @CourtneyNJ11. I'm here sporadically. My goal before the end of this week, I'm going to put up my interviews for WrestleCon with Francine and Indy Hartwell. And it was really fun chatting with those two on talking about their experience. So have to do this little magic, and a lot of content's happening soon. And yeah, I'm going to be a lot of busy because end of the month, AEW comes to Philadelphia for a residency. Of course, we have Full Gear happening in the Garden State in November. Lots is happening. So I definitely want to shout out to all of you. I want to shout out to everybody in the WWT crew. I know summertime has been a busy, busy time, but we try to make sure we have a show for you. Go make sure to check out my other siblings in the Kayfabe podcast. I believe they're going to have one tomorrow, so feel free to check it out there. I probably will hop in the chats and see what's going on. But thank you all for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday and also supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening. Be safe, and I will see you on Friday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.